Dear student, welcome back. In our last video, we learned small introduction related to science as well as physics, and we learned physical quantity. We learned two types of physical quantity, and continuation of that, we start with the first one. Small important chapter is called physical world. Dear student, from this topic, exam point, they're going to ask only one question for 1 mark. But this topic mainly explaining entire thing what is there in physics, or what are the things you're going to learn in 2 years, and mainly it explaining about what is the advantage part of physics in industry also, or in a technology also, and what are the concept and how we can use that concept, and what are the application part of law, or there will be a small explanation related to the fundamental forces present in our nature with comparison between their strength. And we start with chapter number 1 in a part 1 book. Dear student, you already know in case of physics, especially in a PU1, you're going to learn 2-part book, part 1 as well as part 2. In a part 1 book, we're going to learn the first chapter is called physical world. Again, I repeat, this one is on a simple general topic, and only 1 mark question they're going to ask from this topic in annual exam, and a simple general concept related to physics. And under this topic, we're going to discuss mainly objective part. The objective part of this topic is what is physics. First, we're going to learn what is physics. And the second important objective part of this topic is scope and excitement of physics. And again, you already know in a day-to-day life, we're going to use the physics for each and every event and application. That is nothing but scope of physics in a day-to-day life, along with that excitement of physics in a day-to-day life, that we're going to learn. And along with that, third important objective part is physics, technology and society. Again, it is one of the important area. Whatever concept you're going to learn in a physics, it is used in a technology, different technology. And again, along with that, what the technology is there in a day-to-day life, it is useful for society. Now, that is one of the important objective part is physics, technology and society. Fourth important thing, already I said, the fundamental forces in nature. Basically, there are 4 fundamental forces in nature. About that, we're going to discuss under the fourth important objective part of physical world chapter. And the last important objective part of this topic is nature of physical law. There are different physical laws are there. Example, we can think Newton's universal law of gravitation, Newton laws of motion. You learn Newton's first law, second law, along with the third law. Again, in electricity, you learn Ohm's law. Along with the different laws we learn related to waves, we learn Maxwell's electromagnetic wave theory, different law. And that mainly comes under nature of physical laws. What are the quality required for physical law? That we discuss under fifth objective part of this chapter, that is called nature of physical law. Dear student, continuation of this, we discuss all these objectives one by one. First objective is what is physics. In a last class I said science or physics. Again, both are related here because physics is one of the important branch. It comes under science. Again, in the last class I said science is nothing but study of nature. Physics is also study of nature. Again, we discuss meaning of a physics or what is physics. Before starting with the concept like physics, we start with first term called science. Here, meaning of science, again, knowledge. It is the study of nature. I already said. Science word originate from the Latin verb scientia. Science word originate from the Latin verb scientia, means to know. Dear student, in last class I said physics is also called knowledge and science is also called knowledge. Knowledge about what? Nature. Whatever event takes place in a day-to-day life, in a nature, that we're going to discuss in a different phenomenon or different effect sites. Again, science word originate from the Latin verb scientia, means to know. In Sanskrit, science means Vijnan. Everyone you heard about this word. In a Sanskrit, science means Vijnan. Again, to understand this science, there will be a particular method is required. That method we call it as scientific methods. If myself or any person we call like a scientist, or any person we call the person he did the major study in a science, it is possible by considering the four important different methods that we call as scientific methods. In a scientific method, there are four important steps. First step is systematic observation. If I want to become a scientist, I want to observe the whatever event takes place in a day-to-day life systematically, that we call it a systematic observation. Our observation should be like how the small kid observe the each and every object, each and every toys in a systematic way. That type of observation is required for a scientist, or you want to become a scientist. First important requirement or method is systematic observation. Any event takes place in nature. Just imagine the pen falling down is a one event, and again when you're going to observe this event systematically, you can get the certain doubt why the pen is falling down, why it is not moving above. Now these kind of doubt you will get. First we need the systematic observation. After systematic observation, we have to think about second method. It's called logical reasoning. I told example like pen is falling down. When you're going to observe the event more systematically, you have to get certain doubt related to that. Why the pen is falling down? Why not it is moving above? Automatically you have to find the logical reasoning for that. The reason may be wrong or it may be correct, but the reasoning is required. That reasoning we call it as a logical reasoning. Once you get the logical reasoning, then you have to think about model making. You have to do certain experiments. By doing the experiment, we get a clear idea why the pen is falling down, what is the system behind that, what is the law behind that, what is the event behind that. Now that we call it as model making or experiment. And the last important thing is theoretical prediction. You have to provide a theory with a certain prediction by using maths, that we call it as theoretical prediction. Dear student, by using theoretical prediction only we identify the comet Halley. You already know Halley comet, it will reappear for each 75 years. We call it as periodic. That Halley comet discovered or identified by using theoretical prediction. You want to become a scientist? There are four important scientific methods are there. First one is systematic observation. Second one is logical reasoning. Third one is model making. Fourth one is theoretical prediction. Now this one is one of the important question. They may ask this question for 1 marks or 2 marks, and these four are the major important methods. And dear student, continuation of that concept, we start with the concept like physics. I clearly told physics is one of the branch of science. Science is nothing but knowledge. Again, physics is also knowledge. Again, it is the knowledge related to nature. Is a knowledge related to nature. The physics is nothing but it is a knowledge related to nature. Itself is called physics. It is the one of the major branch of science. That's why I said physics and science both gives clear idea related to knowledge. There are two principal thrusts in physics. First one is unification, second one is reduction. These are the two important thrusts used in case of physics, that we call it as principal thrust. First one is unification, second one is reduction. Dear student, we come across unification and reduction separately. First we start with the unification. Here unification mainly related to explain physical phenomena in terms of few concepts and laws, such as laws of gravitation, laws of electromagnetism, universal law in a different domain. Here domain indicates what should be the size or how the system is. It may be a microscopic, smaller, or it may be a macroscopic, bigger. If I think about nucleus is a one domain, that is a microscopic, very small. And again we can think about the universe, again think about a galaxy. Both are the best example for macroscopic. Macroscopic means bigger system. That's why domain is nothing but is a one system. It may be small or it may be big. Depending on that, we can deal with microscopic domain or macroscopic domain. Again, remember this unification is mainly related to explain the physical phenomena. Again, we can see the event like a different event like again reflection, refraction by using optics, or you can see the event like gravitation, pen is falling down. These are the physical phenomena. Now we can explain that physical phenomena by using certain concepts. Again, I already told pen is falling down is a one physical phenomena. I can explain by using gravitation. Again, we can think about a car is moving on a road is a one of the event. We can explain by using Newton's laws of motion, or we can explain by using the concept like motion. And few concept is required to explain the physical phenomena, and for that concept we need the law. Just imagine I can write over a board by using a pen. It is possible by considering the friction between the pen and board. And to explain the friction, I need the law. Again, car is moving in a road, or car may be in the state of rest. It is depending mainly on the applied force. I need a law to explain that. And again here, unification is also mainly deals about concepts and laws, such as laws of gravitation explained by the Newton, laws of electromagnetism. Different scientists, they explain about electromagnetism is a combination of electric field and magnetic field, and universal law in the different domain. There are few laws are called universal, is applicable each and everywhere, not only on the earth. It is applicable for galaxy also, is applicable for solar system also, is applicable for a small object also. Best example we can think about Newton's laws of gravitation is universal, is applicable for each and every systems present in the universe or present in the world. Now that we call it as universal law in the different domain. Dear student, I already used the word domain. Domain, there are two kinds. It may be a microscopic or it may be a macroscopic. And next important thing is reductionism. I already told reduction. In case of reductionism, it is related effort is to derive the properties of a bigger, more complex system from the properties and interaction of its constituent simpler parts. This kind of approach is called reductionism. If I think about example for reductionism, thermodynamics. Actually, thermodynamics mainly deals with bulk system in terms of macroscopic quantity. Here macroscopic quantity is nothing but temperature, or you can think about internal energy, or you can think about entropy. Here entropy is nothing but degrees of disorderness. Just imagine any one system. If you take a room, the room contains large number of molecules, all the molecules moving randomly. When you're going to apply the temperature to that system, all the molecule, the randomness goes on, increases by the application of temperature. Automatically orderness is converted as disorderness. And that kind of system we can explain by using reductionism. And again, it is related to efforts to derive the properties of a bigger, it may be a big system, more complex, it may be a complex system from the properties and interaction of its constituent simpler parts. This kind of approach comes under reductionism. That's why I said the example for reductionism is thermodynamics. It containing a bigger concept or complex concept by using macroscopic quantities such as temperature, internal energy, entropy. Now these are the major simple logic or simple important concept is required to understand the physics. That's why in this chapter it is just introduction and what are the things you're going to learn in a 2-year P1 as well as P2 in physics, and what are the application part of law, what are the application part of concept, and how we can understand the science. All those things is involved in this chapter, and these are the few important area under physical world, and a few more things are there. I discussed only two important thing here. One is I gave a definition for physics, I said, and again only one important thing we learn. Remaining 4 objectives are there. We discuss all these 4 objectives one by one in our next video. Thank you, students.